I give Chris Greer one compliment. It was kind of a backhanded compliment, and he turns around and does something stupid. That might be a little bit over the top. Um, Darren Waller is going to be the Dolphins starting tight end this year. I mentioned Cole Kmet as a possibility. There was also seemingly some flirtations with Michael Mayer, the third year tight end in Vegas. He's obviously new 2 regimes ago already because Dave Ziegler drafted him last year. There was the Tom Telesco regime, and now obviously Pete Carroll and company moving forward. Darren Waller, let's talk about it. So, first off, from the football standpoint, it's an interesting fit because in terms of the athleticism, replacing him with John Smith, assuming that Darren Waller is still an elite athlete, that makes sense. That's good. However, the Mike McDaniel offense requires a blocking tight end. That's one of the reasons why Mike Gesicki fell out of favor there because he was great in the receiving game but offered nothing in the blocking game. That's why Durham Smythe was actually the tight end one at times. Darren Waller, same thing. You're not really going to get a lot of him in the blocking. Now, let's talk about it from the personality standpoint. Darren Waller has had some interesting go with things off the field. And I'm not talking about his battle with addiction and everything. No, I'm talking about him launching a rap career and having an awkward back and forth with his ex-wife, Kelsey Plum. Um, Given like nowhere close to the level of Antonio Brown, but just interesting off the field conversations where it's like, is this guy all there? Um, this is a Dolphins team that is lacking a ton in leadership. You obviously lose Jalen Ramsey, but more importantly, Calais Campbell, you lose him. You lose John Smith. David Long, a captain from last year, he was traded midseason. This is a Dolphins team that is severely lacking for leadership, and I had them pretty low in my power rankings. Darren Wall, there's a good talent here, and then you didn't have to give up a ton for him, but I don't know. I would have been interested to see what it would have taken to get a deal for Cole Kmet. Obviously, who knows? Maybe they did reach out and the price was too steep. But this is interesting. As for the Giants, I mean, you're trading away Darren Waller, a guy who wasn't even going to be on the team this year, wasn't on the team last year. You're moving up basically around. You're trading Waller in a seventh for a sixth. If you're Joe Shane and Brian Dable, why not? Like, works out for you. Interesting transaction here, though. It's going to be fun having Waller back in the league. I don't know how much it's really going to help the Finns, though.